I did it again. I got up this morning with the intention of sitting down here and applying the fire to one of my characters to try to just test out what it looks like and how to kind of mess with the levels a little bit to get a sort of fire collar sort of thing going. Um, and maybe even like a fire mohawk, something like that. Uh, but then I started messing around with a just to kind of help wake me up a little bit. I started messing around with an older project with a liquid simulation. And the goal in that old project was to try to get a like a sprinkler system going. But I don't know if the values there's one set of values I think that I need to change because I got a really weird interaction out of doing this thing. So, let me go down into this corner because I don't think I'll need this space here or this space, I guess. So let me just set up the scene real quick and I'll try to think of something else to just sort of say. Um yeah, I don't know if it's because of my I'm pretty sure it's because I have a viscosity element to this thing. But I thought that I could counteract that with the velocity element of these things. Okay, so now I need to... Okay, so after I set my outputs, because I forget that I always kind of have to do that. Let's see, where did I leave off? um, let's center this. Just make it larger in general. Okay. So the way I generally do things is through the axis orientation. So if I set these as, if I set these as inflows, now when I hit bake, it will perform the abilities that I give it. So for this one, I usually change it to axis and I do the Z positive. And then let's set the speed to 5. But for this one, let's do axis, Z, and set the speed to 10 or something. All right. And then we'll have you rotated 45 degrees, and we'll have you rotated negative 45 degrees. Okay, I think that's everything here. So let's go to the domain and set its settings. Okay, and then I want to set a viscosity. That's in the world, viscosity. But we're going to make it really low, like 0.02, I think is what the project had. Or it was either that or it was 0.2. Okay. And so then for this one, like I said, I wanted kind of a sprinkler setup. So I wanted them to kind of cross at some point, right? So this is going to start here. And we're going to go location rotation. And then let's give it 50, maybe. And we'll do a negative 90. Okay, so at that point, let's... Okay, so we have one that's at an inflow speed of 10, right? So it's just going to go boom, really, really strong. And this one's going to go boom, but half as strong. They both have the same viscosity, so they should both be the same, like, stickiness, thickness. And they should start at different lengths, cross, and then stay. But let's find out. So I'm going to up this to 400. And then I will bake. I can't think of any other settings that I did for the other project. I'm going to hit bake. The only reason why I'm not pulling up the other project is because that one is a 250 frame situation. I don't want to bake for that long. So I'm going to hit bake on this one because the scene is simple, so everything should kind of go quickly. And when I come back, it should be done. So bake. Okay, I'm jumping back in. It's still baking right now, as you can kind of see over here. Oh no, I don't have that window up right now. But it's not. It's doing the thing that I wish it would have done earlier. Ironically, you see the 10 that's just absolutely snaking over here, and then the 5 that's just kind of worming its way over here. But this isn't what happened earlier, and this isn't the interesting interaction that happened. So I'm actually going to stop this bake. Because that's one of the good things about Flip Fluid is that unless it lags out your project really hard, you can actually kind of scroll through and see what it looks like for the frames that it's baked already. And based on what you see there, you can either let it go or you can stop it. So I'll be back. All right, it's still going. We're at 63 out of 100, so we're about like, you can't see right now. That's fun. We're like about here. But I am getting sleepy waiting. When I started this recording, it was 7:03. It is now 7:51. So just for context. So, but I think I have enough here. So it started out not promising as far as what this video was supposed to be about, because it actually started off the way that I thought the last project was supposed to happen, where you have this kind of, sure, there's an interaction, but ultimately the streams are kind of going in their separate directions, right? And then you get this really cool sort of situation that I wish happened in the previous project, which you get this nice like fan out sort of thing, right? But then after that, it sort of goes into what I've been experiencing in the other project, which is both streams kind of, instead of doing their own thing, they kind of converge into one sort of thing. So this curtain behind here is just sort of a artifact of what happened in the previous 20 frames, right? So then as we keep going, it just kind of gets worse. Like this is kind of distracting, but you can see how these two are kind of like just doing one thing now instead of their own thing. We get a little bit of convergence here. But this is kind of the reason why I was trying to do this in the first place, was instead of having just two things, because I could do two sets of bakes having two different domains, I guess. No, what I wanted to do was have one stream kind of be the main attraction, and the other one was just going to kind of put in a force every once in a while, so that you would get like lumps or like dragon ridges, you know, like the spines of a dragon's back sort of thing, along that sort of situation. That's what I had in my head. But then when I did all this stuff, obviously we learned very quickly that liquids do not do what you tell them to do. So yeah, we get all sorts of shenanigans. And then we are at frame 65. Well, that's crazy.